What's up, everybody? We are back, OAP TV, and today we will be talking about Quang Duong, QD, contract, DUPR, Ben Johns, Olympics, and more. I am Coach Brian.
I'm Coach Kyler.
And we also are going to be talking about a couple of tournaments that Kyler here has some information about.
Yeah, there are two big upcoming OAP events here. August 22nd to the 24th, we have the Beat the Heat tournament sponsored by the Orlando Orthopedic Center. And that is the second Beat the Heat tournament. The last one was a really big one. And this one has already got, I think we're getting close to 200 signups now. Okay. And it's still over a month away. So we're expecting this one to probably be sold out. So do not wait to sign up if you want to play in this tournament. August 22nd to 24th, go to Pickleball Brackets and look for the OAP Beat the Heat tournament. We got singles, mixed, doubles, money balls, everything, the whole deal, 3 days.
And this is the second one? You guys had one last year?
Yeah, that was the first Beat the Heat tournament. That was also sponsored by the Orlando Orthopedic Center. And that was that was one of our biggest ones of the year. Sold out tournament again. Yeah, and we raised a bunch of money for their charity foundation. So
dope.
Yeah, and we also just announced the first OAP convention, October 10th to 12th. We are going to be doing a convention and a concurrent tournament as well. So we're going to open up the backroom event space at Orlando Racket Sports, and we're going to be getting like a ton of different vendors and events and stuff running back in that event space. And then we're going to be using the courts to run a big tournament. And that's going to be October 10th to 12th. Again, 3-day tournament with the whole gamut of events, including money balls and singles. So yeah, if you are interested, don't wait to sign up for that. It's going to be, I think, the first one in Orlando like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's dope. Sign up. Get that money if you think you're good enough. So in the OAP TV podcast number 2, we have our first guest, our special guest. He's a special guy. Mr. Matt. How you doing, Matt?
What's up, everybody? Yeah, I'm excited to be here. This could be a lot of fun.
Hell yeah, it's gonna be fun, man. So people that know you already know you and how fun you are and how cool you are and how special you are.
I appreciate most of the things you say.
Laying it on thick.
Most of the things. But for the people that don't know you, what's your role in OAP? Like, what do you do for OAP?
Sure, yeah. So I guess my title is I'm the league coordinator for OAP. So I work with the brain trust of Kyler and Dave. We get all the leagues set up together, and in the background, I'm doing the sheets, making sure all the scores are input, all the rankings and stuff are ready to go for everybody, and yeah, just make sure everything runs smoothly with all the leagues.
So you pretty much do. What do you do? He does everything.
I'm just there to look pretty.
Oh, there. Yeah, you gotta have.
Yeah,
him. He's the pretty boy. That face.
Yeah,
it's
I pawn
here?
as much work off on Matt as I can.
Oh, okay, never mind. Yeah.
Wow, you never said that to my face before, Kyler.
There it is. The truth comes out. It comes out at night. So we always like to ask about the history of people's pickleball journey and everything. So how did you get into pickleball? How did it fall into your lap and ruin your life? I mean, take over your life.
Yeah, so I think this was about 10 years ago. My parents moved to the Villages, which everyone knows, it's like the mecca of pickleball.
Yeah.
And back in the day, it was definitely that. And we saw it on all the courts. There were probably hundreds of courts, 150 courts, tried it out, and just took off. It was me and my dad. We went out and did a 101 class. We're like, no, that's not enough. We want to do 102.
Oh,
that's
gosh.
not enough.
Whoa.
We'll do 103.
We got this.
Yeah. And ever since then, I've been playing every single week of my life.
Bang.
Yeah.
And you play every week,
I try to. Yeah.
all at a time, every single. I mean, do you ever like take breaks? A lot of people take breaks. Like a lot of people that I see that they either get frustrated or something, or
Yeah,
something
I
happens.
sometimes I sleep. I'm not always playing.
That's the only time you don't play. You know,
According to my wife, that's literally true.
dude, listen. And I mean, I'll share this, but whatever. I sleep, and I will literally, like, if I'm like taking a nap or something, like a power nap or whatever, my wife has been there and she's laughed her ass off at me because I'll sleep, and in my dream, I'm hitting this fucking badass backhand, and I'll go. And I'll wake up like this, hitting a backhand, and she's like, "What the fuck?" I'm like, "I'm not kidding you. I was in a great tournament, and I'm hitting this winner, and I had to wake up like
It's a thing.
I'm dreaming of pickleball. That's
You-
not hell. Is that healthy?
I've done like the, you know, when you fall asleep and you do that like jerk motion.
Right, yeah.
I've done that.
Yeah.
I've like done this.
You're like, what am
Whoa.
I doing? Why am I doing a roll in my freaking sleep?
Yeah,
That's
she
when
asked
you
me,
know
like,
that
are you okay?
You play too much, or it's just getting to you. Maybe that's when
Appreciate
you
how
need the
locked
break.
in you guys are.
Yeah, for sure, 100%.
Yeah.
So let's get into this Wang Duong. That's how you pronounce it.
It's also known as Quang Duong.
Also known as QD.
A couple weeks ago, that's what we all called him, and
Yeah.
then we changed. Someone was like, actually, that's not how you pronounce it at all. So
Somebody pronounced it. I can't remember who it was. I'm almost positive that it was Zane Navertil, and he said Wang. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what he said. And I was like, I guess you don't pronounce the QD, but then we call him QD. So why do we call him QD if you don't even pronounce the QD in his name? Whatever. Anyways, I'm calling him Patrick from now on or something. But let's talk about that. Let's talk about, because I have a strong opinion about that. I want to see what you guys think about him getting terminated for sure from MLP and PPA. What do you think, guest?
I think like the ethical part of me says, come on, man. Like, he should be able to play in any tournament he wants. I don't know all the background of like
Right.
the policies and stuff, but I don't like. My question to you guys would be, what does it hurt that he's doing these side tournaments?
Right. When he's going, because the whole thing is him like going to Vietnam
Yeah,
and doing it there. So that was their whole like issue of doing it there and getting money for that. And they're like, that's in your contract. That's not what it is. Like, so they're basically, you know, they're being super anal about it. Of you sign this contract and this contract says this. Do not breach this contract. What do you think?
yeah, so the PPA right now pays players most of their money is coming from like a yearly salary, basically. The way that like NBA play, they're paid more like NBA players or NHL players, stuff like that, where it's just they sign up for a yearly salary and they have a certain number of tournaments and stuff to play, and that's it. And part of that salary is supposed to be that they're, you know, playing exclusive or, you know, maybe a handful of agreed upon other events that they're sort of carved out as an exception for themselves. But for the most part, it would be like, you know, part of what those other sports do. Part of the contracts that those other sports sign is that those players are supposed to be exclusive to the sort of Premier League, and that's sort of the business model. Is one league gets the top players, and like that's where the top players play.
Yeah.
And you know, that's how they sort of stamp out the competition, basically.
I mean, what do you think, Dave? Just kidding. They're pushing all the buttons. I think I'm kind of with you. Like, is it really that serious for you to? I mean, they cut him out. He's fired. Like, that's kind of, I think, overboard. But he did breach the contract a couple times, and then they fined him. I think they fined him like 50 grand or something like that first.
Yeah, it was 50 grand.
And then I think there was something where he said he was doing something in Vietnam where like he was in the hospital or something. A nose surgery. He had to fix something in his nose, and I think that's what his dad said. But then in that time, he was caught doing some pickleball stuff. Wow. And then they were like, all right, you're done. You're out of here, guy.
You can add that to the list, fake a nose surgery to go play some pickleball.
Oh, yeah, I might try that.
Yeah. I mean, maybe it was just like a checkup or something. It's like, I technically did go to the doctor, but afterwards...
Got a couple nose drops.
Yeah, I made $100,000 doing this pickleball event or whatever. But I think that for me, like how big he is in Vietnam, it really doesn't. For me, him and his dad know that, and they're just like, okay, whatever. Because he's going to make a lot more money over there. Because he is like the Ben Johns,
Yeah.
He's the brand.
Yeah, over there in Vietnam for sure. And he can make a crazy amount of money. And that's what they are doing. Because they go back and forth and they make a lot of money over there. And that's why PPA and MLP are like, no, you can't make that much money or whatever without us. You need to make us money. So they're kind of butthurt about doing that. I can understand their business point of view, but at the same time, I'm with you. It's like, dude, come on. It's pickleball. Like, chill out, relax.
I think there's sort of two other notes that I would make on the topic. One is that it's definitely a thing that they have had issue with before. Like, they've obviously talked to him about it and said pretty clearly, what they want, what they think the contract entails, and how he's sort of violated that multiple times.
Yeah.
Selkirk has also had issue with him doing this as well.
Yeah, with the paddles.
Ooh. Yeah, it's not his first.
You saw that?
Pulling out that proton.
That proton flamingo. He couldn't keep away.
So I suspect one of two things is going on. Either the PPA wants to sort of make an example out of him, just to try to make sure everyone else sort of toes the line with the PPA exclusive events. Or the other thing that I think might be going on is they either know or suspect or are worried that he is trying to make sort of a competitor league in Vietnam that is not associated with the PPA, because there is a PPA Asia organization, and they want to break into that market themselves. So I think if they suspect that Quang Duong is attempting to compete with them in that market, that they don't want to be, paying him or promoting him in any capacity.
Wang.
Yes, however,
pretty sure that's
however his name is pronounced.
But they are doing that. Asia's like crazy big right now in pickleball. They're doing that, and it's so touchy when you go into like the business part of it, and instead of like the players and everything like that the business, the PPA and the MLP, like, you put it in contracts, you put whatever, they have to protect themselves and protect whatever, and it's like, it is pretty touchy, I think. But I just don't think that they should be so crazy serious, about it. And I know what you're saying. It's like, all right, make an example out of him, because when we say, don't do this, it means don't do that or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then make him an example. That way other players will, respect when we say stuff like that and don't breach our contract. It's not like we're going to be like, okay, they breached the contract. Oh, well, they do have to make an example of it. But I don't know. I just don't think it's serious, because we're so damn early. We're still early in pickleball and still like the beta stages.
Yeah, I would not be shocked if it comes out at some point that he's sort of heavily involved in a pro Asian league that's not the PPA. And I think that this is just me guessing, but I think that may have had something to do with the very harsh measures that they took.
I mean, if you how old are you, Matt? You're going on 53 or something. If
You're
you were,
close.
he's like, well, my body is
In liver years.
is
Yeah.
definitely
I
different.
took a test online and the number wasn't great.
But you're, pretend you are this teenager, right? This teenage kid from another country that is going into pickleball, and that country is coming up like crazy. And you have your dad behind you, supporting you all the way and everything like that. And it's like, if you're able to put yourself in his shoes, sort of, kind of, what would you do? Would you give a shit what PPA and MLP does, or would you be like, listen, do you know who I am? I'm I'm QD. What would you like?
Yeah, I mean, it's when you put it that way in like teenage years.
Yeah, exactly.
You're gonna be a rebel. You're gonna do not the right thing. You're gonna do the thing you think is cool, exciting, new.
Right.
On the other side, though, I was thinking, you make, especially with MLP, like you're making this commitment to a team.
Yeah.
You got all these other people working with you, and if you're doing these things, breaching contracts and stuff, that's hurting the team. It's hurting all these people that are trying to get to the top, be the best team to win money, and
Yeah.
it's a tough
think
road.
I think what's happening is that the dad, maybe, I'm not sure, but what I see is that maybe the dad is being rebellious, and he's saying, "Do you know who my son is? This is QD." You know what I'm saying? And then because he has his, I know that there was something, I can't remember what it was, but I know that they offered him something and he turned it down, and it was like either 50 grand or 75 grand or something like that. And this was like before he was even like crazy big. It was him like coming up, and his dad was like, "No, we don't need you guys," basically. The whole contract thing of him breaching for Selkirk, his dad was like, switch paddles. So he threw the Selkirk, in his bag or whatever, and then he got the Proton in multiple matches. Not just one match, in multiple matches he did that, and that's why Selkirk was like, "What are you doing? I don't think so." So I think it's that his dad is kind of being rebellious and being like, this is QD.
He's like the puppet master.
Yeah.
That's a
think
wild
that-
take.
Yeah, I think that's what's happening. And QD's like, all right, whatever my dad says, like, I'll pretty much go with it. That's what it seems like. I mean, hearing him in interviews and everything, he doesn't really seem like somebody to be that way, like super out of anything of where like I'm gonna do what I want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. I if I was that, I don't know. I would kind of go that way. I'd be like, you know who I am?
I'm the Ben Johns of Vietnam.
Exactly. There's do you guys watch bowling?
No.
No.
There's a dude super famous. His name is Pete Weber,
Okay.
and he was in a championship, and he rolls this freaking. He had to get the strike or whatever. He always had glasses, and he rolls the thing. He gets the strike, and he's like, "Yeah, that's right. Who do you think you are? I am." That's like the attitude. Do we have a clip? He's drinking over there. Production. Damn, Dave. You're supposed to be like this. But I think that's what's going on. And I don't blame. I kind of don't blame PPA, and I kind of don't blame QD and his pops for doing that. I'm kind of like in the middle of that. I don't know whose side to take, because it's. What would you do, Kyler?
He's definitely taking the riskier path.
Yeah, for sure.
This is
Yeah.
either one of those things that is going to be a colossal mistake or
Yeah.
sort of a great idea, and there's really no in between.
I think that, I mean, I don't know. I don't know about mistake, because, like you said, the Asian freaking because it's coming, man. It's gonna come, and everybody's gonna feel how big that Asian pickleball movement is gonna be.
Yeah.
And I think that they're on the right path of doing that, and they're like, we can make a crazy amount of money, because they've been making a crazy amount of money in Vietnam and doing that whole Asian thing. And they had didn't they just like have an MLP thingy? Ed was in it. Edward Perez, shout out, my brother. I think it was like in Thailand or something like. I can't remember.
They've been doing like world pickleball things.
Yeah,
I know
but
one of my friends who was like on the U.S. team and he traveled somewhere.
Yeah. It was India.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was India. But they're doing like, I mean, all over the world it's happening. Australia is doing like crazy stuff or whatever. Mm-hmm. But anyways.
So, I mean, the thing that he's sort of thrown out the door is just like the level that he can play pickleball at was good enough to make him, 6 figures a year in just base salary, not even including winnings and other endorsement deals and stuff.
Right.
And most of that, in terms of the PPA, playing on the tour, is now gone for him. So if he's either not a sort of mega star in Vietnamese pickleball, or there's some sort of Asian league that gets a lot of money that can end up, rivaling sort of the PPA and stuff, then I do think it probably will be a pretty big mistake for him. In two ways it won't pay off. One is if the PPA just becomes, the way the NBA is for basketball, and the players in that league make 10 to 100 times what players in any other league are making, and they just gobble up all the top talent and sort of global attention.
Yeah.
And the other one would be that if a big sort of league or professional scene develops in Asia, but it's owned by the PPA. Those are the two sort of disaster conditions for Quang Duong. But if he gets a ton of but if a pickleball league grows independently in Vietnam and he's heavily involved in it and he gets a lot of endorsements there, and maybe the PPA in pickleball is stuck being sort of a smaller tier sport anyway, then he may, being sort of the bigger fish in a slightly smaller pond, might pay off for him, but sort of remains to be seen, I think.
Good points. I like what I said better, so you're wrong. What about all right, QD, good luck to QD for sure. He's a cool kid. Seems like a cool kid. Awesome player, and I think he's getting better. Let's jump into the DUPRs. This DUPR disaster. That's what I'll call it. DUPR disaster. Unless DUPR wants to sponsor, then they're stupendous. What do you guys think about this algorithm thing that they changed? Did you guys have a chance to see like what's going on?
I've been seeing on Facebook a lot of posts. Yeah. And it hasn't been too many good posts on Facebook. To me, I think it's like a near perfect system right now, but the problem they have is like a huge problem.
Yeah.
It's the hurdle is like the expected outcome. So what they changed was it went from, if you win, you go up and score. If you lose, you go down. Now it's like you have this expected score based on if you're like 2 5-0s versus 2 2-5s, they shouldn't get a single point.
Right.
And if they do, your DUPR's going down.
Correct.
So if they can just make that expected score like perfect for every single match of all time, it's great. This is like the perfect system.
Yeah.
Doing that it's like, I don't know. You got to pull a rabbit out of a hat. Like, I don't know, man.
Yeah, because it's almost where it is right now. It's basically if you're higher DUPR and you beat these guys, your DUPR goes down. Mm-hmm. And the lower DUPR, even though they lose, they go up. And it's because of that expected score. And it's like, are we supposed to beat them 11-4 twice? Or does it have to like equal out to like 9 or 10 points in 2 games? What if you go up to 15? I don't like, super confusing. I remember that they had something like that when DUPR kind of first started, and it was like, whatever, they were just starting out and everything, and everybody didn't know what the hell was going on. I think it came back to because people were like, what's going on? like, how did my duper go down if I beat them? That's craziness. I mean, this guy has words. What do you think?
I'm actually, I guess, in the minority who think the change is probably a good thing.
Yeah.
I mean, essentially, I know what Matt was saying is that it's tough to come up with sort of an expected value when a lot of the sort of initial ratings are a little ambiguous, just from people who haven't been playing a lot in tournaments, or people who've gotten a lot better or worse, but the DUPR algorithm doesn't sort of know that, and it can definitely suck to win a bunch of games and win a bunch of close games and then have your DUPR go down. But I think ignoring the score ultimately throws out, and just going plain win-loss throws out too much data that we have about who's performing well and who isn't. Essentially every game is a competition to see. It's just a math thing to see how many of your service points you can win relative to the other teams. And if you're consistently playing really good teams, maybe you're somebody who likes to play up. We know a few people who like to, drive to the Miami money balls and try to play the 6-0s and stuff.
Right.
And they usually lose those games, but a lot of the times they're pretty close. They're playing some like 6-0s in Miami and they're losing, 15-12, 15-13.
Yeah, it's
and
not a
that's
blowout.
like,
yeah.
And that's a much different result than if somebody goes down there and gets 15-1, 15-0'd.
Yeah.
And I think just throwing out that data is not good ultimately in the long run of building.
Do you guys think
DUPRs.
that the DUPR, how they changed it, do you think it's kind of more catering to higher level? That's what I think, because if you think of like lower level and everything, I mean, even at the same time, look at the pros. How many times have you seen pro teams lose like 11-0, 11-1? Crazy shit. And then the rest of the games are like 12-14, 11-9, 11 for, you know what I'm saying? Like you have like one crazy game sometimes. But I think this is kind of, in my opinion, I think it's catered to more higher level than it is to the 4-0s, 3-5s, 3-0s, because if I'm just coming in and I'm learning about DUPR, that to me that would be crazy, because it could go either way. Like if you're playing you remember your 3-0s and 3-5 tournaments, you know what I mean? You're still there, Kyler, but Matt, you remember stuff like that.
I'm 2.5. If Tyler's 3.5,
2.5 turbo.
yeah, let's get in the ones.
But do you think that it's more catered to higher level or intermediate? Or
I don't know about higher level. I think no matter what level it is, as long as they're like all even and all the same, it should work out.
Yeah.
The thing I would be worried about is, honestly, if I was like Ben Johns, I would be worried because his expected score is probably going to be 11-0 every game. So if
Yeah.
a team gets like 1, 2, 3 points against him, it's going to go down. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
There could be, could be like a net cord.
Yeah.
Could be a gust of wind. There could be a freaking streaker that comes through and disrupts the game.
Yeah, because he has a high, I think he's like 7.3, and then everybody's like, I don't know what all Sean is, but I know they're like 6.9, 7.0, 7.1 or whatever like that. But yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel you on that.
You have some like newcomer coming on the pro draw, and that's going to be an 11-0. But then if they get an upset, his DUPR's going down like an insane amount.
Yeah.
Like, I wonder how he feels about this change.
That's what I'm saying, because sometimes it like freak accidents happen and then he gets beat. And everyone's like, oh my gosh, blah, blah, whatever. I mean, the games have changed and technology, blah, blah, whatever. But it's like, are they going to drastically bring his DUPR down? And then this guy that, not saying that he's not good or anything, but can he do it again? Probably not. And then his shit goes straight up. To me, that's crazy.
If they haven't messed up the sort of math behind the algorithm, it should still show that Ben Johns reliably wins points at a much faster rate than his opponents.
I saw you reaching for the Heineken over there.
I appreciate
My bad.
you,
Go ahead,
man.
Kyrie. My bad.
Yeah. So it's like, if they haven't messed up the algorithm, it should still show that Ben wins points at a much higher rate than his opponents. And like,
Right.
Ben
But
and
what
Andy-
happens when they get like say 2 out of 3, right?
Yeah.
And he beats him 11-1. Mm-hmm. And then the next one he wins like 11-7 or 11-8. His duper goes down.
So the thing with the ranking algorithms is you can never like live and die based on the sort of daily fluctuations. It's almost like the stock market, where it's a thing where like you make money over years and years and years. You can't like sell a stock every time it dips 2% in the afternoon. It's and people sort of take that mentality where like they play one tournament or one match where their duper goes down, they sort of fall into despair over it, when really the way those like ranking algorithms are sort of intended to work is over time they sort of move you towards the correct number. So if you're playing in multiple tournaments, you're logging like dozens and dozens of matches, you want to try to trend the ranking upwards. The other thing is, I think the top pros, again, they don't really care that much about their duper. Like, if Ben Johns wins gold, but his duper goes down, he's just happy he won gold. And if he, gets bronze, but his duper goes up, he's not happy. Like,
He would be devastated. No. I think because they're more concerned about points. Because they have the whole point system of that.
Pros
number
care.
1, number 2 is going for points that they have like 1,500 points or whatever. But yeah,
like
you're right with the whole
tennis,
duper thing. Yeah.
Yeah, the people that duper matters the most for is the sort of emerging or aspiring pros in that like sort of 5-5 to 6-0 range.
Yeah.
Where they're really just sort of looking to gain credibility and find good partners, and the duper rating is part of that. And that duper rating is sort of what gets them access to better events and better partners.
Yeah, for sure. That's a huge part, and I think that you're absolutely right about the top pros. Anyways, they're just like, okay, whatever, unless they like really know that person and everything. They're trying to get their duper up. I know Eric Onson's awesome freaking kid and excellent freaking player. You know what I mean? And then nobody really knew about him. And then it just took a couple people that actually know how he plays, and they were like, let's do this. And then he got his duper up by doing that and then proving himself that he's in that category. And then he goes up. So it is that, yeah, you have to prove it and everything. You know what I mean? Like, if they don't know you, like you said, remember when I met Dave, he was like, what duper are you? It's like 4'2", and he's like, get out of here. I'm like, damn it, how can I prove the production?
Sorry, you can't play in the league. You need to be 4-3 at least.
Exactly.
You're on court 9.
Yeah.
But I didn't put him on court 9. It wasn't me.
You can help Matt over here. Make sure you organize the pens when he gives out the pens for the freaking. That's crazy that they do that with the whole. What duper are you? And you have to really prove, because really, if they see that your duper is not what they want it to be, and say the duper sucks, right? Like, your duper sucks, and it's not even what you are, like, because that happens a lot.
Yeah.
That sucks for that player. Like, what happens with that? Like, okay, I'm really, a pretty good 4-5, and then my duper says like I'm a 3-7 or something. And it's like, you need a partner or you need something or whatever, and then the person's like, 3-7. This guy's a joke. This guy's an amateur. That hurts that player tremendously. And then we were talking about coaching too. That hurts coaching as well.
Yeah.
If you don't have your duper up, and it's like, oh, you're a coach or whatever, and then it's like, Coach Brian's a what? Like I can beat that guy with my left hand.
Yeah. The other thing too is like if you're a player in a tournament and like don't worry about expected value and duper and stuff. Like I guarantee you,
Yeah.
in a timeout, if Ben and Annalie are down or something, like 6-7, they're not in despair because they know their duper's already going down because the expected value is already higher. They're like, let's just win this match, close out the next 6 points. Like that's all we got to do, and that's what they usually do. And that's the mentality that any player should take to in a tournament. Like, don't worry about expected value. Just go out and win the game. And, as you start piling wins and stuff, like you start collecting wins in sort of high level tournaments and playing against, good players who are challenging you, like your duper will go up. I
think it's good. Anything that changes in pickleball, I think it's good because it's just a step. It's always going to be a step forward. Because it's either going to be a mistake and then you learn from that mistake or whatever, and then you learn from the community or whatever, or you're like, damn, this actually like worked. Let's go towards this. But have you had that where it's like people looked at your duper and it was a big deal, or have you really even cared that much about your duper to be like, I want to play with my friends, but they suck so bad they're gonna bring my duper down, blah blah blah. You know what I mean?
So I don't have a duper at all. I've been a ghost this whole time.
Ghosting it?
Yeah, my duper is 0.0 at this point. I can enter any tournament. You
know what that is? That you're so good that duper can't even rate you.
I think so, man. I should be in like double digits at this point.
What's your duper? A 73. You know what I mean?
I don't know. To me, like, I used to do tournaments way back in the day. This was before like duper was a thing.
Yeah.
And it's just stress. Like if I played in tournaments and I had a duper to worry about,
yeah,
I would be worrying about that.
Yeah.
They're like you guys said, like there's groups and stuff. I'm like, oh, like I gotta look at this number. I don't know if this guy is gonna be a right fit.
Mm-hmm.
I go out there for fun. Like I want to play with people.
Right.
I don't care what the outcome's gonna be. I'm there for exercise. I got this big old belly on me. I'm trying to lose this thing.
Where?
That's what I care about.
Can we zoom in on that thing?
No.
He said no. It's all for loving, baby. But me, when I started playing tournaments, I was playing with my sister, and there was no duper. Mm-hmm. And then duper came around when we were like maybe reaching 4-0, and then it was like, if you are not your duper, then you are shit. You don't matter. And that was crazy. We were like, what? We were super surprised at that, and we just saw that not only tournaments were doing it, players, everybody was like just looking at everybody not as just players and having fun anymore. It was you were your duper. And then places actually, different places, like indoor places and everything, were putting like ladders or whatever, and it was like your duper should be under 4-0 or above 4-0 for you to play in this. And it was like, wow, is duper really like taking over that much to where it's like you have no say so whatsoever? Or like, come on, Matt, I just played with you the other day, and you're like, sorry buddy, your duper doesn't cut it. Get him out of here, Dave.
You're chopped meat at this point.
Dave's the production and the security. But I don't know. I think it's kind of more how they have it anyways, because if you don't beat somebody by a crazy amount, then your duper goes down, and that sucks. And then when you say, and it's like, the top pros, what is it going to matter to them? They're worried more about points so that they can get their ranking. Their duper's not going to rank them. It's the points that they get. But Ben Johns doesn't have to worry about anything, because not only not only is his ranking up, his points are up, but he has that name. You know, Ben Johns, and freaking going into Ben Johns, he was traded. I guess he's doing terrible that they had to get rid of him in MLP. So he got traded, and Etta got traded, right, from MLP. If you guys don't know, he was with who was it that they were with? They were both wearing with the Carolina.
Yeah, the Hogs.
So then Ben got traded to the Drops. So did Etta, and then within like 5 or 10 minutes, the Black Diamonds picked Etta up.
Yep.
I want to know is how much money the Drops gave the Hogs for that trade, because it says trade for Ben plus cash.
Yeah.
How much cash was it? Like,
I think I read somewhere
$25.
it was like there was something that said 420,000. I read that number. I don't,
what?
I don't know what that was
Dang,
referencing, but I saw 420K somewhere.
Dang.
Sure that wasn't a weed reference?
Happy 420. It is LA, bro. It's Cali, bro. They're like, you know what would be a perfect number? 420.
420, bro.
I would really like to know that number. It hasn't came out. Yeah, I was like refreshing everything and going on Instagram and everything like that. I'm like, how much what? I want to know that cash. Like, what was that amount for them to... But I heard that Ben Johns was complaining about being on the Hogs. And I mean, it's kind of tough because he's the GOAT. And basically they were like, okay, you're the GOAT. You can play with anybody. And then they had some stuff with, you know, I don't know how to say it, the Emmerichs.
Yeah.
Emmerich?
Yeah.
Emmerich or Emmerich?
I think Emmerich.
Is it from Germany? They're Germans?
Ja.
Yeah.
We should ask Quang Duong how it's pronounced.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Doing terrible with these damn pronunciations. But husband and wife, Emmerich, they're on there, and he was I think he was playing with Mrs. Emmerich, right? Where he like gave up. Did you guys see that? He gave up on the game. Ooh. He literally just stood up straight and was at the kitchen. Oh. And then they were just hitting it to her, and she was like, getting some defense. She was playing her ass off, and he was just like, whatever. And then he was like, because of the accident that he had with his brother or whatever, because of his eyes, and he was saying that, and then he was just going to drop off MLP because of the lighting.
Yeah, he withdrew from that indoor event. Yeah.
Yeah, but he's back and everything like that. So everybody was saying it was just that he was like, I want higher players. Can't really blame him, but was that a mistake? I think that was a huge mistake. Was that a mistake, or was that like kind of forced from the Hogs to give up the best player in the world besides me? I don't play that much because, I got kids and I'm a family man. So, but I mean, the GOAT, like, how do you give up the GOAT like that?
Well, Carolina will certainly be better at indoor events going forward. say that for sure.
Roasted.
Kyler's a savage. That's crazy. I mean, you're not wrong, but you know what I mean? Give this guy a couple beers and he's just afraid what he's going to say about me, you know what I mean? What Matt, do you follow MLP a lot?
I just tune in when I hear like the drama and stuff. I watch games every once in a while.
I think there's more drama in MLP than anything. Yeah.
It's the most. Yeah. I think MLP is for the fans. Like it's not for the players. From what the players have said about MLP,
right?
I don't think they're happy with it. Most of the top players do not like it. I don't think.
Yeah, and I've always wanted pickleball to kind of follow the MLP because it's more for fans, and then you see like sports, it's about fans. Mm-hmm. Like, why not make it more about fans? But I don't know, if you were the, the owner or the manager, would you give up the goat for $420,000 and a couple of spliffs, or?
I think just the place they were in, like, because I don't know, I would have to look it up again, but I think they were like, the Hogs were low. I don't think they were one of the top teams. I think they're in like 11th place.
I think they were like 11th or 13th, maybe. I can't. They were not in the 10th.
Yeah,
for sure. They were below.
You got to look at morale at that point. Like,
yeah,
we have the best dude for sure, but why is he not making us the number one team?
Yeah, exactly.
Let's get like a team together and not just a dude.
Yeah. So that's a really crazy point, because I had talked about that, where I said, instead of, having this GOAT, and he's the GOAT, of course, but if he's not happy and he's not going to play, 100% and be playing to his potential or whatever, and then doing what, I don't know, what a GOAT should be doing for morale and everything, and getting everybody up, and what I'm saying? It's like, maybe get a few guys that are like awesome, guys and girls that are, maybe not the GOAT, obviously, but they're pretty high up. Get a couple of them and then bring that team up. Maybe, you're not going to expect to win it all, but at least you'll go down smiling. you'll go down fighting, you know what I'm saying? Like, not just be like, all right, well, the GOAT's not happy, we're not gonna win, who knows what's gonna happen. That kind of like sucks, especially as a team event. Like, if I don't know, I can't imagine that. I wouldn't do. Would you do that? Would you trade him, or would you keep him just because he's the GOAT?
Well, I think this. I think trades like this kind of reminds me of the Wayne Gretzky trade from the Edmonton Oilers to the Los Angeles Kings.
Shout out to Kyler's Canadian roots there.
Where, essentially the Oilers owner didn't have the money to pay Gretzky to keep him, didn't want to invest in the team to that capacity, and just wanted to make a quick buck. So basically gave him to the Kings for money, and the Kings sort of, invested in him to try to grow the franchise. And this is one of those trades that probably says more about where ownership of the franchise's sort of heads are at with regards to the league. Clearly the LA team thinks that, they can grow their team, and it's worth the investment to get the best player and to have him on the roster and grow the team around him, and to try to sort of gain value by having the GOAT on the team. Whereas the Carolina owner was clearly thinking, like, I put a bunch of money into this and it hasn't really paid it back so far, so let me cash out now while I can.
Yeah, then that's what I'm talking about. I mean, the whole cash thing. Is it to cash out? Is it to buy another player? Is it to, I'm saying, like...
I mean, it clearly wasn't like a Carolina thinks they're a better pickleball team now.
Right.
It was clearly...
But you do have the GOAT, and that's what you're holding. So it's like, okay, you want the GOAT, you got to pay up. So they're going to pay a pretty penny, and then you use that for buying a couple other guys from other teams, like different, you know what I'm saying, like breaking up teams. Number one, that's what I would do. You have the Shock, you have a couple people that, like, a couple teams that are like stacked. So I would try to like break those up, just because, it's like, I don't want them stacked. I want to have a couple, team or players from different teams. Or I don't know. I mean, do you just sell it and then kind of cut your losses in total? It's kind of like that's why I was like, I really want to know that number, because how much was that?
It's definitely this. As we're recording this, the news only broke a few hours ago, so I don't think we're clear on all the details yet. But
I'm sure.
I'm very curious to have sort of reliable information on what the actual number was. But
You saying I'm unreliable, Kyler?
I mean,
you did give us the weed number. So
he did.
I did not inhale.
maybe that's entirely accurate.
I pled the fifth. You know, that is true. That is true. All right. What about the Olympics that you were talking about, Matt? That you were saying pickleball is going to be in the Olympics in
2032?
2050. Oh, my bad. So is it? I mean, do we want to rely on this guy with his sources? Is it 2032 or is it?
They call me the pickleball encyclopedia. I'm stealing that title from someone I know well. Tyler's.
The encyclopedia pickleball person with the I don't know. That's such a long. You got to shorten that. You
I didn't come up with it.
Oh well. Production. Make sure you.
This is another thing we can blame on Dave.
So you really? I mean, do you think? Like, do you believe in that? Like, that's going to be in 2032? Do you think? Because when's the next one? Isn't it in 2028?
2028.
Yes, in LA.
Yeah.
Right?
That one's like I think it's off.
You don't
the
think it's
table
going to
for that
blow
for
up
sure.
like crazy in the next couple of years, and they're like, "Oh, we got to get this into the."
I think it's unlikely, but not 0% chance that could happen. There is, I think, precedent for host countries in particular being able to sort of push events. They still have to get them approved from the IOC, but like if the host country really wants it, which is America, and the IOC really wants it, you can kind of get anything done because they're not like an actual governmental organization where technically they can do anything they want to. So I think it's possible, but again, with it being a few years away, it's probably unlikely at this point.
I think just with the numbers, I was looking up like the requirements for how do you become a Olympic sport. You need it's like 75 countries need to play it for the male side, and 40 countries need to play it for the female side.
Yes.
From what Google AI tells me, there's 80 countries that play pickleball right now. The number's there.
Yeah.
We've arrived. We're there.
Yeah.
So we could do it. It's just I think it's the red tape is the problem. Like, you gotta go through what you said, like IOC. You gotta go through all these organizations, get it recognized first.
It's technical crap, but it is
Exactly.
the numbers are there. Mm-hmm. All right. So then, shit.
Yeah, I don't know what it's. I think it's also a little more technical than just like played. It's that they're looking for sort of some level of competitive structure in all those countries, and I'm not sure if it's there in all 80. Like it's definitely there in like the big ones now. But the other thing too is they like to see like international federation of the sport, something like FIFA for soccer, or FIBA for basketball. And there's currently not one for pickleball. The closest thing is USA Pickleball. That's obviously not an international federation.
I mean, to me, if there's like equestrian, why can't we have pickleball? Like,
I'm with you.
No disrespect to the equestrian riders. I know horses are not easy to ride, but come on.
I would just say, hey, it can't be worse than breaking, right?
I mean, what happened? I mean, do you think there'll be like how basketball was, like Dream Team stuff?
Yeah, free medals for America.
You have a lot of people in MLP is huge too when you see it a lot but on normal pickleball, so many different people from so many different countries and everything. Would you think that it would be, because for me it was like, especially like in the 90s or something, in basketball it was just a blowout for the Dream Team or whatever. Do you think that when it does go into the Olympics it'll be a blowout, or do you think that people, you know, some players that are playing now, they're going to represent their country. And then there's really good people. There's really good players in different countries. Like, do you think it'll be pretty even?
I mean, America's definitely walking away with the most medals from pickleball.
America.
Will it be an absolute blowout? And I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, there's a few good Canadian players. It's like there's good players from other countries, but you have to have at least two, you know, to make a good team.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to like go through in my head which country team ups we could have that would actually challenge some of the top American players if they teamed up.
Well, mixed doubles, like we have it for sure. It's Ben and Anna Lee.
Yeah, that seems like a pretty safe bet.
Yeah, it's unstoppable. Yeah.
Might still be the best in 2032.
Who do you guys think Anna Lee would partner with for the women's doubles?
Well,
Anna Bright, right?
Anna Bright.
But like,
Because Anna Bright's from the good old US of A.
Yeah.
Catherine's Canadian.
Catherine's Canadian. She could team up with like Vivian David, and like they'd probably lose, but it wouldn't be like a stunning upset
Right.
if they lost.
I would just love to see just somebody from like, you know, either Vietnam, some you know, something from Asia or even Australia, like something where it's like blowing up,
Yeah.
and then they give, you know, like Ben and Annalie a run for their money. Like it'll go like 5 games and it's like 11-9 every game. That would be freaking crazy, because then it'll open a lot of people's minds like, damn, what's going on in the rest of the world?
Maybe.
That they're this good. Could they be better? You know what I'm saying? Could there be GOATs around the world?
We need
And
a
we
good
don't even-
rivalry for sure.
I think it'll be hard for anybody else to catch up to the PPA by either 28 or 32. I think the PPA's got a little bit too much of a head start. So it'll probably be like international players who played on the PPA. I don't think like a separate scene will develop and then catch up to the level of those players in that time frame.
Yeah.
Because you know they're already the best. Nobody anywhere else in the world is as good as them. And then to catch up to them without playing them when they're constantly grinding against each other, I think will be really difficult. And like again, you know, if it gets huge in Australia or Vietnam or something, you know, in a decade or two, I think you could see enough players catching up sort of independently. But I think for now, it'll probably just be PPA players who dominate the first Olympics.
Should we like apply for that so that we could see what's going? I mean, what's going on with the?
I don't know if you're doing the math on how old you're going to be, Brian. By this,
Listen, we're about to have a new co-host in this bitch. If I remember what you said, you know, in a few hours, I have a son your age. But no, I was gonna ask, you know, how's the league going? Because we didn't talk about the league that's going on right now, season 3.
Moneyball.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's been awesome. It's been
Yeah.
great. We both have teams in the league, so I'm on the
We're all
Three Stooges.
we're all on different teams. Mm-hmm. Right. One of the teams is undefeated. Can you guess whose it is?
Three Stooges, right?
That's right. Good job.
It's Matt's team.
There may be someone who fudges the numbers, but it's not me. It's not me.
Somebody's messing up the numbers. Damn it. Is it production? This guy weird?
That checks out. That checks out.
It's fun. I mean, I really like that. You know, we all did different teams. I think that's way fun. Like to do it that way. I mean, the first one it was.
You guys are in
was
first
me
place
and you.
right now, I think, right?
I don't even. Maybe. Who knows?
I think
I'm not even counting.
my team's in second, right? I think, right now, or tied for second.
The Pickleballos are first.
Picabolas.
Ace.
That's right.
Is not second. I think it's the no W's promised.
No W's promise is second?
I think so.
Okay.
I have to look at the rankings again. All I know is we went against that team last week, and I was ready to call an ambulance. Like, it was tough, man.
Which one? The no W's?
Yeah. We were just getting blasted constantly.
A lot of drives
It's
coming from that team.
dangerous, dude.
Yeah, I mean, that's sometimes, if it works.
When you have
It
a team
works.
of all singles players, you gotta.
That's what it is, dude. It's like you just have 3 like bears coming at you with pickleball paddles, and I don't have any spray. Like, I'm just standing there with my pants by my ankle.
Man, you got to do something. Create some type of defense, because if not, I mean, if it's like, if it ain't broke, why fix it type of thing, and that's what it is. And usually, especially like singles players, or I mean, just the way the game is now, you're driving. Speed ups, because if that person and player can't get it back, or it pops up, they do hit it, but it pops up, and then you get that smash, then why even do anything else? I love pickleball. I love to do every shot and every point, don't get me wrong, but if I do one shot and it wins us the point, especially in something like this, and it's a money ball, you know what I mean, we're gonna go for that pickle juice on your face that looks scrumptious. Not that we did we did that? I don't even remember.
We had a close match.
Yeah.
We had a close game of 3.
As in, like, you were physically standing close to each other at the net.
there was 7 feet between us. I
Close
think.
enough.
14 feet apart.
I remember one of the games Brian was on the side and he was like cheering me, and I think it was either me and Dave or me and Larry on when we would win like 1 point.
Oh,
Like,
that's
you guys
bad
got
when
it.
you're getting
Oh,
pity
man.
cheered from the other team. That's tough.
Yeah. It's like the pity cheer, like, no, this is not a good night.
It was the like the edge of Matt saying off, to me. It's like, hey, good job. Thanks.
About to find out why he doesn't play tournaments.
Yeah.
No, it was super fun. That I think that we're all on different teams. I think it makes it more fun going against each other. One of the things that I like most is just talking shit. I like that. I mean, especially when you know each other and everything. I'm not gonna talk shit to people that I don't know. That's kind of crazy, but there's a lot of people that follow OAP, do the tournaments, do the leagues and stuff like that. Most of them know each other, so that makes it really cool too, because you almost have like that community,
Yeah.
amongst each other, and it's like super fun. I likes it.
Yeah, the point you hit about 4 or 5 plus, you're just playing with the same people over and over again.
I mean,
there's just not that many around.
There's some, they're around. They just gotta pop their heads out and join these things, because you'll have like season 1, 2, 3, 4, however many seasons that you have, but maybe they won't play in every season. But I think a lot of them will stay in that, like, era of they're going to be in those seasons. Because we have, what do we have, 10 this season?
10 teams.
10 teams, yeah.
Did we have 10 last? Or
Yep.
was it 12?
It was 10 last, and I think it was 12 the first one. So it's been pretty good. It's been consistently a good amount of people. I think the money's it's a big thing,
Yeah, you're always going to get, especially, higher play, especially when there's money involved.
Yeah.
Lower levels, like,
One team's
Just playing for
walking
fun.
away with $750.
damn,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's a lot of money.
I think even for the teams that there's, it's good competition all around for sure.
Yeah.
But there's some teams that are there, like the first season we had, some of these teams they're like pro players. Like they go into pro draws and stuff.
Yeah.
Everyone's thinking, yeah, these guys are probably going to win the money. the cool thing to me is like you get to play against these people. A lot of times you don't get that opportunity. It's they have their own groups. They go to their own times and sessions to play, but you get a chance. Let me see what this is like. You know, what is this level of playing like? And you challenge yourself. It's
and
cool.
I've always liked that, especially when I was like coming up and I was trying to get better. I would always want to play against like better players. And I never really wanted to, you know, kind of be bummed out or whatever, or be that person that bums them out. Like, oh, I got to play with this freaking 4-0 player. Like, this guy sucks. So I always made it to a point where it's like I play, or I try to button myself into, you know what I'm saying, like at least once a month, to see where I was at. Am I really that far from 4-5? When I play these 5-0 guys, what are they doing and what am I missing? So I think that's really cool. Like, if you're a 5-0 player or a 4-5 player, I don't think don't cut yourself off from playing with, you know, lower level players because you didn't wake up and you were just like crazy good. Give them that opportunity. Not saying play with them all freaking night or whatever, but at least like one night, you know what I'm saying? And then sometimes these leagues are like that, and they're giving, you know, like strong 4-0s the chance to play these solid 4-5 teams or even a 5-0 team, and it's like you learn a lot from that just playing with them. And I think that's really good to have, whether it's a league, you know, tournaments and stuff like that. I think it's really good to have, you know, that higher competition in there. I mean, if you want to learn, if you want to get better, you know, don't hit to the weaker player.
Yeah.
You know, always, anyways. I'm always targeted for some reason. It might be because they know my DUPR.
We did that to you tonight.
Yeah,
I remember.
Exactly. He's a 3.2. Hit it that guy. 2.5 turbo. That's what I am. Because you know, but our paddles definitely make a difference. I want to say thank you to Carbon as well. Playing with Carbon. Have you been? Did you change the Carbon from Carbon 1 or 2 or 3, or you stayed with that 1?
I'm using the 2 right now.
Okay, so you changed because you had the 1. You had the elongated one.
I feel like the foam. Usually, I like the elongated ones with the longer handles, and I use that one for the X. But with the new series, I feel like the foam just plays better when it's wider. I don't know.
What are you laughing at, Matt? Because he said he likes the long ones. He just said that he prefers the wide one.
Yeah, that's what
I like the
Tyler
short and
said
stubby
moment.
one now.
He likes-
Actually,
Yeah. He likes the thick
is that
one.
is that a problem?
Just
You
can't
judging me?
handle the long ride.
We're
the long
always
dong.
judging. Did you get to play with all 3 of those? Did you have a preference of 1, 2, or 3, the Carbons?
So for a while, I was the Power Series when they had like the 1X, 2X, 3X.
Yeah.
I loved those.
Okay.
My problem is not anything to do with the paddle. The paddle is great. I may have a tiny bit of a temper problem on the court, and I'm notorious for
Very
like hitting
tiny.
my thigh with the paddle.
I've never noticed that. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, I have ears.
Oh. I thought it was just like a thundercloud.
No, it's
There
not.
was,
Yeah,
like,
it's not
clouds
thunder. It's
up,
just
and
Matt
I
put
just-
another ball into the net.
Oh,
I've had one guy tell me he
thought it was
literally
just
thought it was a gunshot. He's like, "Can you please stop doing this? Because I think there are gunshots going on in the gym." And like,
You have
Sorry,
people just
just my
jumping
leg.
out of
Yeah, if
nowhere,
you play- if you-
throwing their paddle, jumping.
If you play with him too much as your partner, you could get tinnitus.
Okay, well, then, that makes sense then. Yeah.
wow, and
It's
he's
just
like, "I'm sorry if you've ever been my partner. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Now
I'm
he
dealing with my
apologizes.
demons. You know."
Is this your like apology to Dave or?
It's an apology to everyone. I've done it with so many people, and I'm not mad at Yeah, I'm not mad at you. I'm mad at myself.
There you go. There you go, Dave. He's sorry.
I think you should apologize to your paddles, honestly.
Yeah.
It actually shows the durability of the paddles.
No, that's
It
why
could
he
be
always
in a commercial.
eliminates them.
Yeah.
Wondering how durable this paddle is, and then
yeah.
they'll show Matt hitting it into the net.
I'm gonna go like stomp in the room, like, oh no, he's here.
He's back for another durability challenge.
Zane Ford durability challenge.
And yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I mean, his legs are a little bit thicker than Zane's.
Yeah.
So whatever.
I would top Zane for with who was there was the woman, I think it was MLP or PPA, and she was like beating her head in with the paddle.
Kate.
Yeah.
Katie.
Did she like draw blood too?
What is it?
Fahey?
I don't know if yeah. I can't, man. I'm going to do Kate Fahey. I'm the worst person for freaking pronunciation. Somebody has to take over with that because I've killed like 3 people's names already. This is terrible. Production, can you like put how you pronounce it on the screen over there so you can help me out? Daggone. But she hit herself in the head like 3 or 4 times because she missed. And I think it was in a singles. She was like, daggone, babe.
Yeah. I haven't hit that level yet myself, but
I hope not.
you know.
Matt only
there's
hits
always
his head on the
tomorrow.
court.
What is that? I mean, what does that do? And she's a tennis player, so I'm like, I've never played like tennis like that, you know? Does that matter because there's strings? Or do you hit your head with the like, is it titanium or what is it that they have, you know, the frame of it? Mm-hmm. Do tennis players do that?
I don't
with
think
the
they
racket?
normally brain themselves.
Yeah, usually they just like
Because I've seen them
Who's the
hit the hell
They
Australian
out
usually
of
dude?
smash it on the ground.
Yeah.
They're mad.
he'll like
So
go in the
where did-
hallway and just destroy his paddles in the hallway.
Yeah,
really?
and his
Curious.
reputation and
Yeah.
Ah, okay, yeah, I heard about
destroys a lot more than just his paddles.
Because I've seen that since like the early 90s, you know, Becker and freaking all these guys that were freaking, especially that Mr. John guy, but they were like Johnny Mac hitting the hell out of the paddles and breaking them.
Yeah.
Even I've seen a couple times, you know, in like Jimmy Connor's era, like freaking like the 70s and 80s and stuff like that with the wood part. And then freaking, I'm like, I guess that's a thing that tennis players do. When they get mad, they break their racket on the ground. There was one where it was recently where this kid just broke the racket on the ground, throws away super calmly, gets another one and breaks it. Super calmly goes to another and breaks it. He did it with 5 rackets. Oh. And it was like security or tase him or something. Like, what the hell? So when I saw her do that, I'm like, I've never seen anybody, a tennis player anyway, get mad and hit themselves in the head with it. Mm-hmm. I'm like, why did she do that? Because she comes from tennis. Wouldn't you do it on the ground? Why would she do it on her head?
Gotta have her as the next special guest.
I mean, can we make production? Can we make that happen? I really want to know that. Like, what is that about? I mean, that's like self-destruction. I used to
like
skateboard,
a-
but that's different. You know, why can I hit you? Was she trying to break the paddle over her head, and she realized that it wasn't gonna break, and she stopped? Or I don't know what that is, because
From,
when
like,
you're doing it.
personal- From personal experience, I've quit tennis because I was like the break stuff dude, and I think like I'm trying to just remember because it was a long time ago, but it hurts. Like I've done like on the ankle, like on the leg with a tennis racket, and it's not fun.
Oh shoot! Like with the frame?
Yeah, just like a quick like wapow, and it's not good.
Dang.
You
That's
learn quick,
crazy.
like you don't do that. You just the ground is better. Don't do your body.
Yeah, metal bad. Like, I should not do that. That's crazy, though.
You had to play tennis to learn that?
Yeah.
Apparently.
Yeah. It's just been a lifelong struggle.
Yeah. So maybe the paddle, you know, is a little bit softer, and then you can do that, and that's why she did it.
It must have been
I would really
thermoformed.
but I saw because she was playing with Anna Bright in the MLP, and then somebody saw Anna Bright do it, that she hit her head, and everybody's like, please don't get that habit that, you know, Kate Fahey, whatever, is doing. And, you know, these tennis players are coming in here doing so. I don't know. They do it on their body. They hit their leg. They hit their head. They punch the paddle. They do some. I don't know what that is. Like, how is that? Isn't like a good, like, son of a bitch good enough? You have to hit yourself. Why cause yourself like actual physical pain?
I've tried different things in the past too. Like I think recently what I do is I'll like play a song in the car on the way to someplace, but it'll be like a happy song, and I'll like try to just sing that to myself if I get really like pissed off.
I thought it would be like something like, you know, Anthrax or Pantera or something, so that you're like,
No, I need like the Teletubbies theme song popping in my head, like something like that. I need the Explorer.
that's wild. I saw a thing that said on my way to pickleball or whatever, and they were like blasting NWA or something, and it was like this older lady. She just gets out and she's like, hey, how are you? But that was like her go-to thing to like get hyped up or whatever. Do you have a hyped up song or genre before you go and play when you're coming to the courts?
No, I don't.
I could hear him like singing opera or something. You know what I mean?
Some Celine Dion.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy theme music.
I'm pretty sure
Boss theme.
I'm pretty sure Dave is in that Pantera thing, Anthrax, heavy metal thing.
Dave's taken me to a heavy metal concert before, and there was some song that came on, and he literally tried to drag me into this like death pit
Yes.
and just end my life that night. That's the kind of music that Dave
He was
likes.
unsuccessful. No, that has to be fun, man. He used to do some mosh pits, like, for sure. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I don't have any go-tos. I have such a huge vast of variety of genres, and I'll be going to the courts with like Muddy Waters, and then the next day it's like Daft Punk, and then the next day it's like Metallica or something crazy. You know what I mean? But yeah. Anyways. Our production is telling us that we have ran out of time, but we want to thank for sure our special guest,
Yes.
Matt. Thanks for dropping by, man, and hopefully we do this way more often. You know what I mean?
Yeah, thanks
Awesome.
for being an expert on on-court tantrum throwing for us, on-court anger issues. We appreciate that.
That way everybody
Appreciate the
knows.
insight.
Everybody
I
knows
am.
what to do and what not to do.
Yeah, I'm taking new clients. If you need like a unofficial, unprofessional clinician in your corner,
Here's a lot of what not to do.
Yeah, I have much experience with that. 32 years going.
But yeah, thanks for coming on. Thanks for sharing, your pickleball journey and everything like that at the beginning, and hopefully, yeah, much more to come in the future. That you'll be here at the Pickleball Studio number 2. Shout out to Carbon. Shout out to Rain Storm, the best clean energy drink you can have.
Yeah, they are great, and they will be at our upcoming tournaments as well. If you want to try a Rainstorm, come to our tournament and make sure you grab one. They will be giving them out free to all the players.
For sure. And thank you to OAP for getting everything together for tournaments and everything. And we learned that Matt does everything, and Kyler is just the pretty face of the tournaments.
We all have our talents.
Yeah, that's his. And that's it. You guys want to add anything? Good.
Just thank you guys for having me. It's a lot of fun, and looking forward to where OAP TV takes off to.
Heck yeah, for sure. Dave, are you good? You want to talk smack? No. We're good. Well, guys, see you guys. We'll see you on the courts. Peace.